Hello one all, it's your My Hero Academia, chapter 288, Save Takeo, and I couldn't be the only one who read that title and thought to myself, who the freak is Takeo? I mean, I am particularly bad with names. I mean, even when I do these videos, I usually have to look up one or two names just to make absolutely sure I got it right. So I was going through the, class 1A, 1B, all the other heroes, like, I don't recall ever seeing a Takeo. I can't find anyone by that name on the My Hero Academia wiki, so what's going on here? Who the frick is Takeo? Thankfully, they actually answered that this chapter. I would have been so utterly confused. Anyway, chapter opens up with a military-style plane, and I'm going to assume Best Jeanist is in it. I mean, we haven't seen him for a while. There was a whole thing of Hawks killing him, which, I've always been very hesitant about that, wondering, so would Hawks have really killed him just to, get in with the League of Villains, try to save the world? It definitely would have been a very interesting moment for his character, but certainly seems unlikely. I'm guessing he somehow went to the government and they made a fake body of Best Jeanist they were able to use to trick the League of Villains. I mean, this woman even says, especially since you're not back to full health yet, and don't forget, Best Jeanist lost a lung in the fight against All For One, so that would make a lot of sense. Plus we have this cable, lines and lines of what appear to be cable. It would make a whole lot of sense if that was, ammunition, essentially, for Best Jeanist. If he's able to manipulate that material, like manipulates people's clothing, that would be a very, very powerful weapon that might even be enough to stop Giganto. Anyway, then we flash over the heroes who are doing their absolute darndest to evacuate as many people as possible before, Giganto murders them all. As he's running through the city at 60 miles per hour. The buildings are barely even slowing him down as he's just tossing them side to side with his giant mole-like claws. He's terrifying. Truly terrifying. It even says, we need to evacuate within a 5-kilometer radius around him. And this guy, I'm not really sure who he is. He might be a ranked hero, I just don't remember, but his line here is just so absolutely perfect. It's just so much what a hero should be saying in the scene. This is our failing. These good people just happen to be in the way. We must save their lives, even at the cost of our own. Why should they suffer for our mistakes? Just, oh my freaking lord. Okay, well said. Whoever said that. I volunteer you to be the next symbol of peace till Deku's ready for the role. That was just so utterly perfect, and I loved it. Anyway, then the League gets a satellite view of the heroes coming after them. Which, gotta say, very impressed by the satellites they have here. Able to actually see individual people on the ground to that level of clarity. I mean, it's definitely been implied that this world has more advanced technology, but that's next level right there. And then we get the scene that really bothers me. Mr. Compress intentionally has Skeptic push the camera back to zoom in on Uraraka, knowing that Toga wants to go after them. I mean, the next page even says, "Not so fast, young lady. Look, if only I hadn't noticed them." But you intentionally had him go back. You intentionally had him zoom in on those two specifically, knowing that Toga would go after them. I feel like maybe that you want this to happen. Maybe you wanted Toga to go fight them. Mr. Compress, he's bothered me for quite a while now. He's the only member of this league that we really know nothing about. I mean, his story is he used to be a circus performer and that's it. It feels like he might have his own objective here, something he's planning that even the league isn't aware of. I'm very curious about that. Anyway, this shot of her slapping him over and over again to get her equipment. He's like, oh, so aggressive. You're making this old man blush. She looks so cute in it. I absolutely love it. Oh, she's so adorable and, so bloodthirsty. And then Spinner just wishing her luck before she goes. He knows he can't stop her, but he lets her know, we're hurting too. We're sad that Twice is gone. Well, I'm at least. Dobby and Compress, no idea. Even the boss, he says, the boss probably wants us together. He can't even really say for sure if the boss is going to be sad that Twice is gone. But then he has this great line. I know that doing as we please the villain way, but you'd better come back to us. And she blushes and smiles at him. It's so cute, and it is such a freaking death flag. Saying you better come back to us is basically saying, alright, go out there and die right here, right now. Seriously, I mean, I don't think Toga's gonna die here, but I have a feeling she might not end up coming back to them. And if she doesn't come back, I'm not even sure if Spinner is gonna want anything to do with League of Villains anymore. Dobby and Compress are. They're both kind of monsters, so he might just say, alright, you know what? I've had my fill, I'm gonna leave now. Especially if Stain ends up showing up and fighting for the hero side. Anyway, then we flash over to Froppy and Uraraka evacuating citizens. And then we come across a little lady with a bedridden husband who's pleading for help in carrying her husband. And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking, yeah, this is probably a trap. And then we get to the next page as she's dashing down the streets like an Olympic sprinter, saying, "The strength of my legs is thanks to Takeo's love." Which, at least we finally figure out who Takeo is. But I'm also thinking, okay, either she has a really weird speed-based quirk here, or this is a trap. And then I turn the page, see a butt-naked Toga, and I'm like, yeah, it was a trap. And, oh god, Uraraka looks so shocked. I'm not sure if she's more surprised that Toga's standing there, or that she's naked. Because it does seem like she's blushing a little more than usual. And at this point, Uraraka, you should not chase her into the house. That is a very bad idea for at least 2 reasons. First off, she is a freaking serial killer who can disguise herself to look like anyone else. If she manages to get even a drop of your blood in this fight, she can go over to frapping other heroes and murder them all while looking like you. Which, very, very bad. And secondly, you're supposed to be evacuating citizens right now. If you spend even 5 minutes trying to apprehend Toga, assume you even can, which, very, very unlikely, those 5 minutes are 5 minutes where you could have been saving people, helping them evacuate. People are probably gonna die because you chased after Toga. Of course, we got the usual Toga rants. Because Sui is my cute and precious friend, and Izuku, I love him when he's all beaten up, which is like always. He's so cool. I love how cute you are too, Ochako. I want to be just like you, so you gotta tell me, what do you want to do to me? As she comes after her with a knife, and I gotta say, I'm very impressed with Toga's ability to get dressed very, very quickly. I mean, not just even her clothes, but her whole blood-stealing equipment is rather complex. I feel like that would have taken her at least a couple seconds to put on, but she managed to get fully dressed and launch a counterattack in the time basically that took Uraraka to come to the house and look left and right. So impressive. Also, apparently Toga killed the old lady whose blood she stole. I guess? I don't see a body in any of these shots. Like, if even they just showed a hand or something, I would say, okay, yeah, she killed her, but there's no real proof that she took her life. She could have just, give her a little cut with a knife. That's all it really would have taken to get enough blood to transform into her. But Uraraka seems convinced that she killed her, so she probably did. I mean, she is a psychotic killer, so wouldn't be that uncommon for her to do so. And Toga seems rather irked that Uraraka isn't in the mood to have a full conversation right here. I am hoping they do, though. I think it'd be a very interesting moment between them if they have like a full, debate about what does it mean to be a hero, what does it mean to be a villain, why would a hero kill someone. I think it'd be a very interesting encounter for them to have back and forth. And actually, I think it would be really interesting here is if Toga managed to steal enough of Uraraka's blood to disguise herself as her and then goes out after the other heroes pretending to be her. Here, look! I can use the zero gravity quirks, therefore I'm the real me and she's the fake. That'd be a really fun moment, just, them back and forth trying to figure out who the real one is, who the fake one is. So yeah, who do you think's gonna win this fight? Uraraka versus Toga. I mean, like I said before, it definitely felt like there was a death flag raised for Toga, but it feels like it's just too early for her to die. I feel like she has to be there for the big final fight down the road. Also, 2 last things I want to talk about before in this video. In the helicopter, I said before I thought it was Best Genius, and while I definitely think he's at least one of the passengers on the plane, he might not be the only passenger on the plane, because I've been saying this for a few chapters now. I think we're getting a Suicide Squad. I think we're going to get a team of villains who are now working for the government as heroes. Stain, Gentle, La Brava, Rapper, maybe Kurogiri once he's managed to settle down a little bit, and they're on their way to come in and save the day, actually able to stop Giganto, actually able to, hold back Shigaraki more or less if he manages to wake back up again. And I really just want to see what happens if Spinner comes face to face with Stain, who is now fighting for the hero's side. Especially if, Toga gets arrested or killed. I feel like he won't have a whole lot of reasons to, stay on the side of the League of Villains, and might end up joining the Suicide Squad. I'm very curious about that. Also, we're not going to get another chapter for a little while. Next chapter's hitting November 1st, which, oh wow, that's quite a while away. But according to the author's note on this chapter, it's apparently because he's busy drawing something else that he's not able to talk about right now, which, okay, that's very, very exciting. I just don't know what it'd be. Some people are speculating, oh, maybe it's new outfits they're going to have post-time skip. I really hope that's not the case. I mean, they're still in the middle of a whole lot of things going on right now. I think at least, 5 to 10 chapters before this current arc ends, and then they might do a time skip, which I really don't want them to do. I want to see, the training arc this time. I want to see how they improve, how they grow, their experience, their reactions, their emotions after this massacre that just happened. So it could instead be that he's working on some sort of spin-off or one-shot. I've been saying for a while now, said just a few minutes ago, that I think we might get a Suicide Squad. So what if we get like a spin-off that just explains the Suicide Squad, like what they experienced, what they lived, how they were recruited by the government, how they trained, how they came together to form a team? I mean, something similar to the Dr. Stone reboot. Just a couple chapters that shows off a different point of view, a different perspective of certain characters, give some more character info, and hints at some very big things that are going to happen in the main series down the road. I think it'd be really cool to see. I really love that. But yeah, definitely a mystery. I'm very excited to see what happens when the series comes back November 1st. What exactly is Horikoshi planning? Very excited for all that. Let me know all this down below. Toga versus Uraraka. Who's going to win? Is Toga gonna escape disguising herself as Uraraka and pretend to be her? Who's on the plane? Is it just Best Genius? Could there be other people there as well? What's going on with Hawks? What about Dabi? We still have to have Dabi fighting Endeavor, since Endeavor's not in a good state. Dabi fighting Shoto. Excited to see that. Maybe not next chapter. Maybe like at the end of next chapter. But let me think about all that down below. Be sure to like, subscribe to the next video. And until then, November 1st.
Peace!